non-binary pals. Welcome to the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve broadcasting live on the Really American Media platform. You all have joined us just in time for our political week in review. Keep in mind, champions, this is all need-to-know news. News you need to know. It's been another wild boar of a week, oink oink. So hop to it, boys. Let's get this dumpster fire under control before we start our weekend.
Yes, indeed. Welcome one, welcome all to the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve, back at it again. Your political week in review, and you're just on time, chat. What up, y'all?
Yeah, I love when our announcer guy groans with like, another week of news.
I know.
But we're here, and we're excited. Yep, it's Friday, right? I'm losing track.
Yes.
It's Friday.
Yes.
And yeah, if you want to contact us directly, thevocalminority.net. That's our website. You can just contact us there. Say whatever you want to say. Get vocal. And of course, join the comment section here. We share your intelligent thoughts on screen and go from there.
Oh, okay. Is it only intelligent thoughts? Is that a new rule?
I mean, anything from our audience is obviously intelligent, Nick. So, yes.
All right, fair
That's
enough.
how we do it.
I accept that. A lot
See,
of
they're filling in already.
Say again.
So they're filling in already. Look at that.
I know it. What's up, Duba? What's up, Blue-Eyed Sniper? We will have a good show today. It's Friday. How can
Hold on. We got Blue-Eyed Sniper, and look at this, Betty Davis eyes. That's weird.
Ooh, yeah.
Interesting. Sorry, you were trying to say.
Little theme. I forgot what I was trying to say, but it must not have been that important.
You were complimenting me, I think.
I don't think that was it. I don't think that's what I was doing.
Well, get to it.
Yeah.
I've had a shitty week of human beings around me pissing me off, so I'm ready to get on the show and have some fun.
Okay. Anything I can help you with, or?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Due to non-disclosure agreements I've signed.
Oh, some NDAs going on here.
Yes. I had a terrible Starbucks experience today, but the corporate world seems to have solved it, so I'm not going to throw them under a bus, but I could have.
They stepped in and made it right, though, didn't they? That damn Seattle company.
That's right. And that's the thing. You know, Nick's in Seattle. I spent 10 years there. Love Starbucks, so I'm not trying to diminish their power, but when you have some local asshat of an employee, sometimes, you got to call the office.
You just give the one line that she said to you that blew my mind. Can you do that?
Well, listen, I did a mobile order. I show up to the store, and the store is closed. So I go to the drive-thru, and they're like, yeah, just come to the drive-thru. We'll hand it to you. I'm like, there's like 20 cars in front of me. So by the time I get there, I'm like, that took 11 minutes. And the woman was like, how about I just ban you from this store permanently?
Wow.
What? For asking why you're taking mobile orders if your store is closed? Like,
Usually people have to show their penis to get banned. For
right?
life, dude.
And as I said to her, like, I didn't raise my voice. I didn't swear. I didn't do any name calling. You jump right to banning me for life.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
It's pretty quick. Maybe she was having a bad day too. But here's the deal.
Probably. Fuck me if I care. But
Yeah.
corporate office handled it. All is good. Love Starbucks. So
Rich in coffee once again, and we've got a lot of good news. Well, I don't know if I should call it good news. We got a lot of news to get to today.
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
Betty Davis says, love the live stream, but it's hard to find. You found it. How hard was it?
She said finally earlier. Finally. And she said one of your 3 live streams. There's just 2. I mean, you can find us on the Really American platform where a lot of people find us, and then on the Vocal Minority platform, all on YouTube.
There you go. All right. Cappuccino Karen says Ruba Duba. That's goddamn right, Duba.
Right.
All right. News. What do we got?
Well, we've got some big things going on for so many months. We hadn't really heard a lot of ICE stories. I mean, we've heard some, right? Thankfully, yes. That's the way it rolls, guys. The public speaks. They get vocal, and all of a sudden they say, oh, well, maybe we should pull back a little bit. Like even the GOP, even these maggots are saying this isn't what I voted for. So that was all about getting vocal. But we did talk about the fact that ICE is still operating. ICE is still being shitty. They're just doing it quieter. They're moving softer.
And they've started to ramp it up recently. Like 2 weeks ago, I think they arrested 10,000 people in 1 week.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of video online of them, going on properties without warrants and still doing all their shenanigans.
Yeah.
But these were individual, teams, not like some assault on an entire city with 3,000 agents. So.
Right. We saw a lot of on the local level, states' rights, lawyers trying to get, you can't wear these masks anymore, boys. You can't do it. Even in Washington here, our Governor Bill Ferguson, he took it to the courtroom and said, we don't want you to do that anymore, so you're not going to be able to do it. So fighting is still going on, challenging, I should say. But ICE is still being shitty. Watch this latest story, and I apologize in advance.
Overnight, the Department of Homeland Security admitting the man shot and killed by ICE in Houston Tuesday was not the intended target of their investigation. In a statement, a DHS official now saying 52-year-old Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, a husband and father of 3, was stopped by ICE because he resembled the target of an investigation, causing officers to stop his van. Salgado Araujo was then shot in the abdomen by an ICE officer, the agency claiming the officer acted in self-defense, alleging Salgado Araujo wasn't following commands and tried to use his vehicle as a weapon, although no images or video of the shooting have emerged. The Washington Post now reporting migrants who were in the car with Salgado Araujo, through statements given to their lawyer, dispute key parts of ICE's narrative. One writing, it is impossible for them to say that they were going to get run over. There were no officers in front of or behind the vehicle. They were on the sides. The shooting sending shockwaves through Houston. People have the final word. Salgado Araujo, an undocumented immigrant living in the U.S. for 35 years, was close to obtaining legal immigration status, his son said.
Undocumented migrants are humans.
They're demanding an independent investigation.
I just want all Americans to know that my dad was a hardworking man, a family man, who wanted nothing more than to put food on the table and to watch his sons achieve the American dream.
Wow. Now, the ICE agents involved in this shooting also were not wearing body cameras. A DHS spokesperson blaming government shutdowns, the most recent one ending in April, for the delays in issuing those cameras to officers. We're now also learning the county medical examiner's office in Houston has listed Salgado Araujo's death as a homicide, saying the cause of death was a gunshot wound to the torso.
Wow.
Unbelievable, right?
Government shutdown. We couldn't just run down to Best Buy and get some body cameras or anything. They did not have tasers. I watch police videos all the freaking time. I mean, give these people some fucking tasers already.
Yeah, where's the less than lethal? I mean, whether it's tasers or mace, I mean, where's the batons?
Yes. And by the way, they're supposed to be trained to not be in front of or behind the vehicles because you put yourself in harm's way. Yeah. And it sounds like in this case, they were not.
Yeah, right. Once again, I mean, we saw this with the whole Renee Good story, but this is the narrative that they're going to try and drive because, well, they have to make this look like, we had to do this. We had to take care of this.
Fucking bullshit. To see the son talking about his dad, who is now no longer on this earth, like, just tears my freaking heart out. And, this is obviously not the first case of it, but this is the most recent one. And yet again, like, no body cameras, lethal force only. And they seem to be flat out fucking lying about, why they had to get lethal. And like the story points out, I didn't even realize this. They weren't looking for him. That's not the suspect they were going after.
No, it's not, which is, it makes it even more terrible, only because, you obviously think with all these maggots, all Mexicans they're all brown, dude. Like they're all the same, right?
Well, that's what he looked like the guy. Oh, I know exactly what you're fucking saying. Oh, he was brown, so like, God, please.
And you saw the picture of him. You saw the picture of his son. Like there seemed to be very I don't know, just happy people working towards the American dream and hardworking and giving back to our economy and our world. And in how many ways? Well, we'll never find out now, You found a video of the guy's attorney. I'll play that for you now.
Yeah.
Ya me mataron. That was Lorenzo's response after being shot in the side by an ICE agent that was shooting at him from the passenger side window where his brother was sitting. After speaking with these 3 men that were in the vehicle with Lorenzo, I have no doubt that what these ICE agents are saying is completely false. At no point did they ever use the van to ram into the ICE agents, and at no point were these ICE agents' lives ever in any danger. These men deserve respect, they deserve answers, they deserve justice, and we are demanding an independent investigation so that we can get them the justice and the answers that they deserve. Good. The ICE agents' accounts of what happened do not reflect and are very inconsistent with the stories, with the recollection that I got from the 3 people that were in the vehicle with Lorenzo. We deserve answers. We deserve an independent investigation. And tomorrow I will be calling on the mayor of Houston to conduct an independent investigation so that we can get answers for the families, the answers that they deserve.
Yes. Yeah. Listen, they deserve them. They're not going to get them. I mean, first of all, ICE feels they have no accountability because under any federal law, they'll get pardoned. And in Minnesota, we at least saw an effort to get accountability because that's a blue state. Yeah. Texas is not. So right. Local officials probably will just roll right over for this. And a week from now, no one will ever talk about it again.
Yeah, well, it's so shitty, man. Like you said, can't we just go down to Best Buy? That's a joke, obviously, but I mean, it is that easy. Like, we can do the reflecting pool and we can do all this shit, but we can't make sure that these guys have some accountability for what they're doing out on the streets
right.
Around our country.
And by the way, like the claim there would be, well, the government shut down. There was no funding available to us. Like ICE already has their funding that could last a lifetime. They are now one of the most well-funded criminal, agencies in our government. So they've got billions they're sitting on. So fuck you with government shutdowns, which, again, why was the government shut down? The Republicans control every branch of the government. So if it was shut down, it's on them. Yeah. And if your agents aren't ready, if they don't have the gear they need, then why are you sending them out there?
Exactly,
it's a bullshit excuse, obviously.
Yeah. No, we've seen Trump. Trump and the GOP is not going to. They're not going to sign anything or put anything through that is bipartisan in any means. We see this with the housing bill now, and Trump threatening all of this bullshit.
Right.
They're running the country exactly how they want to run it. They're taking us hostage to continue to run this country, and yeah, I mean it has huge ramifications. This is just one of them.
Yeah,
the story we're talking about now. So, yeah.
And with Renee Nicole Good and with Alex Preddy, there were multiple people standing right there with cell phones. And thank Jeebus, we got upfront and an upfront view of exactly what happened in multiple different angles, by the way, which is part of why that immediately led to such outrage and protest. But this one, there does not appear to be any really good angle on any of this.
No, I mean, I went through a lot. Look, people are trying to piece together video from different cameras off of stores and Ring cameras and stuff like that. It's not showing us any information that is very useful at this point in time. Right. I mean, everything that I looked through, you could see a little bit of the chase, I say in air quotes. And just think about this shit, dude. I already hear these MAGAs saying, just comply, just pull over. We've seen what happens to people that don't look like you and I, and it's got to be terrifying on every level, dude. So, I mean, this there was no danger here. They didn't have body cams. They did what they wanted to do. These people that are calling themselves ICE agents, we know are not trained. So how else could this have gone down? How else?
Yeah. Again, one of my hobbies is watching police cam videos. I don't know where this came from in my life, but I do it every day. And when people don't comply, not saying it's okay, but that's not grounds for lethal force. That's when you can forcibly remove them. Yeah, you can break the window. Yeah, you can forcibly remove them. You can tase them. You can pepper spray them. You're not allowed to fucking shoot them.
Right.
So this is why they're lying about trying to ram them. And by the way, I've also seen multiple police body cam videos where cops do get run over or hit with the car and thrown off to the side. They still don't shoot someone as they're going away. They're still fleeing at that point.
Yes.
You can only shoot someone in a car if they're coming right at you and they're speeding and you don't have anywhere to jump to. It's not because you're standing in front of it and you got the option to get out of the way.
Right. And even then, you get permission to maybe not be thrown in jail for life, but there's still accountability behind it. You have to prove everything.
Yeah.
I've seen a ton of videos where, cops use their discretion and they like hold on to the vehicle and they drag down the street to try and catch the person. Like, there is plenty of discretion that can be used here, including, but not limited to, jumping the fuck out of the way if you're in front of the car.
Yeah. We know what's really going on. It's the wannabe tough guys out there feeling lawless yet again because they're emboldened by the Trump racist regime out there. So I hope these lawyers, I hope there's accountability. I hope they follow through, but I'm not going to, wait up all night for that.
You don't hold your breath. I mean,
Yeah,
we'll have
exactly.
you dead then.
Sad but true. And we have other ICE-related news. This one's, I don't know, it's funny, but it's a little more lighthearted. Fucking Ice Barbie, Kristi Noem, back in the news today, officially filing for divorce over her bimbofication husband.
Her big-tittied husband.
Yes. If you don't recall, for some reason, her husband got busted. I don't even know if you call it cheating, but talking to women online and into this bimbofication thing that I didn't even know was a thing, but where he dresses up with big old boobies and they role play, I guess.
Balloon boobies. There's a fetish for everything.
Yeah,
So,
sure. And listen, with as disconnected as Noam clearly was, and as much time she spent away from home, I'm not shocked by it.
No.
But so they're getting divorced. And listen, divorce is not fun. It's a hard process for everyone. I don't know that a kinky fetish is a good reason, but either way, I'm not in the marriage, but that is the update. They are officially getting divorced.
Is it a good reason to get divorced? Maybe a good reason is you're getting pounded in Air Force One by somebody other than your husband.
Right. And I hope the husband, Brian Noem, comes out and is like, yeah, she may be saying it's because I wore balloon boobies. I'm saying it's because she was cheating on me repeatedly at Washington, D.C.'s least kept secret or whatever.
Right.
And the accounts, it came up on the floor of Congress of her cheating on him in this private plane that's got a bedroom for some reason in it.
Right. Yeah.
So
Queen bed.
Right.
Kristi Noem.
Kristi Noem, clearly not a good person, so I'm not surprised if she was not a good wife or did not have a good marriage.
Yeah.
And this is coming from, the former Homeland Security Secretary's mother, Corinne Arnold, revealed that the split is happening in an interview, saying her daughter told her she lawyered up and is divorcing Brian Noem. They've been married for 34 years, and they have 3 kids. The mom said, quote, "It's been difficult, but we knew this was coming, that they were going to get divorced." And now, like I said, who knows what she's doing with the alleged lover. But either way, a not shocking update on that story.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do it a long time ago. He'll get half of her money,
Hopefully.
Yeah, because I think she was the breadwinner in that family, and he was, staying at home to take care of business. But yeah, not poor him.
He's got an insurance company, like he was working, but she was obviously, especially in the modern era, making all sorts of money through the Trump world. And her and fucking Corey Lewandowski, so screw that.
Partying it up.
And by the way, I don't think it's okay to be sexting online with someone if you're in a relationship. But if your spouse is out fucking somebody else, what you are doing, messaging and video chatting with some paid person pales in comparison.
Yeah.
So
it'll be funny to see how that works in court, because, when you get a divorce, they say oh, what caused it, everything else. So I'm sure that those pictures will come up in court, and she's going to be like, he embarrassed our family and everything else.
Right. So, yeah. Good luck.
That'll be interesting.
Cry me a river. You're both questionable people.
Yes.
Well, one of you's questionable. The other one's a shitty human being. I don't really know what Brian Noem's politics and everything else are, but Ice Barbie is clearly a shitty human being. So,
well, here, you want to talk about somebody who you don't know who their politics are. You remember Kellyanne Conway, right?
Unfortunately, yes, I do remember her.
Yeah,
the
Skeletor,
originator of Skeletor in a wig. Yeah, ouch, but yes. And the originator of Alternative Facts, if memory serves.
Alternative Facts. She created that one, which has never left. So, and isn't her husband, I can't remember his name. He's a Democrat, though.
I'm blanking on his name too, but they, I think, are also divorced or going through it. And he's a staunch Trump critic, an attorney, and all that stuff. So
they were trying to make that one work. Now they're going through a divorce. I came across this clip, dude, of Kellyanne Conway and Kennedy talking about Well, I'll leave it to you. Who are these people talking about? Okay.
Yeah, boy.
He's a predator. He is a predator, and you don't want him anywhere near power.
These allegations of abuse and assault and disparaging our military, calling them fat, you deserve to die, said to one of our troops, and the Nazi tattoo, it just goes on, and it never seemed enough for your colleagues across the aisle in the Democratic Party to chuck this guy into the latest round of allegations, thereby showing Senator Kennedy that for the Democrats, they don't believe all women. They chuck that to the side when you're talking about a swing state. You're not talking about morality here. You're talking about electability. They're not counting up the victims of Graham Plattner's abuse. They're counting votes.
The fuck is she talking about?
Unbelievable, right? I mean,
the audacity.
Yes. I mean, they start the clip out, and I mean, if you didn't have Graham Plattner's face on there, they were talking about Trump. You're right. I mean, everything they were saying was everything they've let go of with Trump. Allegations, talking shitty about the military, talking down to women. I mean, it's all right there with Trump.
Right. It's like when I hear people talking about this authoritarian regime that's killing its own citizens. I'm like, are you talking about Trump? Oh, no, you're talking about Iran? It's hard to tell the difference anymore. Right. And on that one, go fuck yourself. Like, we dispelled with him, like we forced him out. We were done.
Yes.
You know, we talked about this last show. One allegation is something you got to look at under a microscope. 2, 3, 4, whatever. No, we threw his ass out on allegations. Trump was convicted of sexual assault, and you guys elected him back into office, and you're sitting here as he refuses to pay the victim. Even after appeal in the Supreme Court, he's an adjudicated rapist, and you fucktards won't call him out. Don't even look down your nose at us.
Well, and think about that. So they're talking like, oh, looking down their nose at us and saying like, oh, you know, they didn't say, oh, we're not going to mess with this Graham Plattner guy. We always talk about Donald Trump projecting. Listen to Donald Trump talk about Graham Plattner and think about, oh, is he thinking about himself as he's talking about this guy?
Probably.
As I call it, the Democrats. Democrat. You know,
Speaking of Democrats, do you think that the Democrats should be able to pick a replacement for Graham Plattner? He's had all these new allegations that have come out. Now Democrats are talking about picking a replacement for him. Should they be able to do that?
They're picking what?
A replacement for Graham Plattner if he steps out of the race.
So he won the primary.
And now there's these new allegations.
It's very hard for them to do. And it's really a question of whether or not you believe the woman. A lot of people say big falsehoods. It's he's in a bind. He's in a bind.
What a motherfucker, man. Right? Projecting like a freaking movie theater.
Yeah. A lot of these women speak falsehoods, Steve.
Right. We have seen this with multiple instances where he has pardoned people or stood up for them publicly because he is projecting. You know, when Prince Andrew got thrown out of whatever pseudo power he was in England, he was like, "Oh, I feel bad for him and his family." No, you don't feel bad for the victims. You feel bad for the rich, powerful man who got busted because you're projecting and you're trying to expand on this, you know, myth that, like, you know, all women lie. Like, I don't know if you should believe her. Like, listen, some women lie, sure, but the fact that he is projecting that is so freaking transparent.
Right? I was just like, man, you are so transparent, dude. You can't say that. Like, when have you ever defended a Democrat? You do it when they behave like you do.
Right.
You know?
When it serves your purposes. Yes. I don't know about you, women.
Hey, dude, there's this show, Steve, I know you're not part of the Bravo sphere, and I know that you know that I am part of the Bravo sphere.
Are we talking housewife shows and stuff?
Talking Housewives, we're talking Vanderpump, we're talking Summer, we're talking all the good stuff, right?
I don't know why you support these things, but yes.
I know, but I do. And now, since Vanderpump and the Scandival took off, there's this new show called The Valley. It's into its second season, and there's these people that are from Vanderpump that have created this cast of reality TV. One of them on there, her name is Nia. She's married to a guy named Danny, and she used to be Miss USA. All right? She's a little hottie, but she's talking about this Miss USA, and I thought, oh, this is a good clip because this is just somebody randomly talking about Trump. Listen to this.
Okay.
When Trump owned the Miss USA and Miss Universe organization, there was one time where he brought like all of his golf buddies to come watch all of us rehearse. It was actually kind of creepy, and none of us felt very comfortable because we were in the middle of rehearsals, and he brought all of these like older men in to like watch us perform.
Yeah.
There was men that would be like, come take a picture, and they just like grab your body. And I definitely intentionally like grabbed and released one of their hands very specifically. And I was like, don't ever
fuck
put
with
your
me.
hands on me without asking. Like, excuse you.
I forgot to mention she's a black belt in karate. That's why they were talking about like defending yourself against creeps. But that's the first creep story that she brought up, and I was like, wow,
Top of mind. That's what came up.
Yep. Here's my golf buddies. Here's my feast of women. Have your pick. You know.
How freaking disgusting, how misogynistic. And yeah, I love that she's a karate expert and got one of her hands off of her. But you know, Nick, when you're famous, you can grab them like that. You can grab them by the pussy. So.
Yes, you can. That's what we've heard anyway. But that's just locker room talk.
I was at a park the other day, and there was a guy with a freaking Trump flag on his truck, and he's there with his woman and their little kids. And I just wanted to go up to him and be like, hey, like, I'm semi-famous. I get a few million views a month. Hey, can I grab your wife by the, because, you know, when you're famous, you're allowed to do it, right? I mean,
I got Tic Tacs here. I mean,
right. I'm number one on Tic Tac. So, freaking hypocrites. But yeah, how creepy. How freaking creepy. And I love that she told the story, because some people will not.
Yes. And I think, I mean, if I had to judge her politics, they go to one of those big, like, super churches. I would think that they're Republicans, or conservatives at the very least, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
At least she was an adult. Yeah, that's an upgrade, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, when she was Miss USA, though, I think that she was, I mean, I don't even know if she was 18. A lot of these women are younger than that, right? At these pageants and stuff.
Oh, the Teen USA certainly is. Yeah. The Miss USA, I believe that's 18 and over. But
I asked Rachel, though, when I saw this clip, I was like, all right, it's 2026. Are we still doing this fucking Miss USA, like these pageants where they come out in bathing suits and we judge their bodies and shit? Like, we're still doing that, huh?
We're doing it with children still. I mean, which I just find even more disturbing. And whenever parents are signing their kids up for this to sexualize them and, you know, force adulthood thing and like parade them in front of people, it's disgusting. But yeah, pageants to me, it's like rodeos. Like, are we still doing this? It's cruel to the cows. It's cruel to the women. It's cruel. Like, I mean, but yeah, this is the world we're in. And guess where all of those things are popular? It's not in blue states. I'm going to tell you that much. So,
hey, speaking of which, you know, we were talking about the World Cup, and I have been seeing all these videos. And I mean, even the White House TikTok page has been now starting to put them out because it rolls with their narrative of people from different countries saying, like, I thought before I went over to the USA, like this was just going to be a shit box and it was going to be dangerous. And the USA is lovely. People are crying. And you know what? Rachel made a great point last night. She was like, yeah, they're all going to blue states. Dude.
Yes.
They didn't go to Texas.
Exactly. They go to Seattle. They're like, hey, it's a pretty cool town. There are nice people here.
Food's good. People are nice.
Exactly. Freaking blue states, I tell you.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Speaking of colors, I don't know. I mean, file this under everything Trump touches dies. I mean, we've been talking about the reflecting pool for a while now, as has the whole world, with that, you know, debacle turning green. And now, by the way, they're draining that thing today to start over. They're going to use the same company, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, have you seen the pictures of this other historic fountain that they also did a renovation on, and it started off blue, then it turned brown? Now people are describing it as like pea soup green as of today.
Why? Is it algae too, or are people pooping in it? What's happening?
I have no idea. But again, the first, like, they tried to claim, like, oh, it's just sediment that's in the pipes. Like, that'll run clean in 24 hours. It's gotten freaking worse. Wow. And I'm talking about the Meridian Hill Park cascading fountain, which we just saw at some of those protests that happened over the 4th of July weekend. And they spent money to beautify that thing, and then it's brown, and now it's green. It's the 13-tier fountain, gone from sewage brown to murky green.
It's unreal, dude. How, you know, I know we have a lot of different fountains and monuments and stuff like that, but did you ever hear about any of these under any other president?
I mean, the reflecting pool, but no, not any of this other stuff.
Like even with Obama, like I know he did some work on the reflecting pool, but I only know that in 2026. I didn't know that when he was doing it.
Because it wasn't newsworthy. He didn't completely screw it up. He didn't do no bid contracts. He got it approved. He went through the process. Like, so it's not newsworthy when you follow the system and you do it correctly. Even if it doesn't, work perfectly, like he didn't just do it on his own. Didn't do a no bid contract to some buddy of his that lives next door to him at his Florida estate. And I mean, the price didn't skyrocket out of control. I mean, all of these things. And it didn't turn green, by the way.
Right. Yeah, that never happened. And I also recall Obama, like when we were at war, like there's just certain things you don't do for optics, right?
Right.
Maybe go golfing, maybe you go to a black tie event. Like you don't fuck around when you're, should be concentrating on something. So
yes. And there's a great clip out there, I don't have it, but of Obama talking about how his first year in office, he did not do any decorating of the Oval Office, certainly no renovations to the White House, because he's like, we're in a national crisis with the, economy bursting and the housing market. So he was like, it just seems like that would appear kind of tacky for me to be decorating my new home while Americans are suffering. But Trump, it's all he can talk about. It's, we can't afford Medicare or homeless people, but, he'll siphon almost $1 billion off of other budgets to do these vanity projects.
Yeah. Well, Trump's latest White House construction project, it's, once again surrounded by construction. Crews have erected scaffolding around the north portico and covered it with some really interesting stuff. Look at these tarps they're putting up, dude. They're putting up tarps that have pictures of columns on it. Because I guess he's changing the columns. I mean,
it's so weird. You're putting up a tarp that looks like what it should look like. I mean, they're clearly trying to conceal what's going on. But the big question I have is what is printed there? Are they implying that that's what it's going to look like when it's done? Or that's what it did look like, and who knows what it's going to look like? Because I would be more than willing to bet there will be some amount of gold on these freaking columns.
Yes, or cherubs, stuck to it.
Yes, Trump's out there right now super gluing shit on the columns.
Yeah, the administration has said that this is a standard restoration project involving repairs to the historic stone columns, removal of decades of paint and plaster work. Officials also say some security upgrades are being completed behind the scaffolding, and that's what we need to fucking know about. I mean, you don't have to tell us what you're putting in there, but I mean, that's the stuff. I don't know if it's bulletproof glass. I mean, Trump's been talking a lot about bulletproof glass and other things, so
I assume every window in the White House has been bulletproof for many, many, many years. Like, you installing the GoPro out there or something like that? A Ring camera on the front of the White House. I mean,
listen, this is a great video. Michael Steele tearing into Trump here about the White House construction project that's happening now.
Just listen to what the President of the United States is saying, folks.
It was treated very badly by a lot of presidents, had no idea. The last one definitely had no idea. Do you think he walked in the office and said, I don't like the shape of the columns? I don't think so, Biden. I don't like the shape of the columns. He didn't notice things like that.
No, he didn't notice things like that. And you know why? Because he was president of the United States. Not a developer, not an architect. He didn't walk into the office sitting there going, gee, I think I need to change the columns. What about the curtains? Let's put gold crap everywhere we can. Oh, and by the way, let's go change out the pool, right? The president ran the country. He didn't run construction.
Right.
And so you're right, Mr. President. Joe Biden did not go into the Oval Office, nor did Barack Obama, George Bush, or any of the other predecessors before you go in there worried about the size of the columns and what they look like.
Is that a dick
But
joke?
you do. And that tells us a lot about you.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Tells you you're compensating for things that are long and shaft-like.
Right. We've already heard your column looks like a mushroom, dude.
Right. It's going to have mushroom caps on the new columns. And they're all going to be 3 feet tall instead of 40 feet tall or whatever.
That's really funny, man. Yeah,
I'm just going to say right now, everyone mark this down. There will be some amount of gold on those columns when that freaking tarp comes down.
Got to be. Yeah.
Of course.
Because he's already talking about putting like gold leafing on all those horses and shit like that. So, yeah, I would imagine these columns are going to look very Home Depot, Michael's, Hobby Lobby-ish, you know.
And eyes are on the White House 24/7. You're telling me these columns, or they got door dings on them or something, like they were just so terrible that you had to go out there and do this while we're at war, while prices are skyrocketing. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
so freaking ridiculous.
A lot of shit going on. I mean, people can't fill their gas tanks up. People can't put food on the table.
Yeah, I
Excuse
agree.
me.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, no, it's pretty crazy though. But yeah, I love the tarps, with the columns on them. I just wonder, man, when you're done with those, can I have them? Like my dad used to take shit home from work when they were done with it.
Wouldn't it be cool on my back wall to have the tarp with the
Yes,
columns
dude.
there?
So can you imagine I hang that at my house off the deck on the 4th of July or something?
Right. That would be funny. Here's an interesting report that came out. President Donald Trump admitted to the New York Post on Friday that he has left, quote, instructions on what to do if Iran follows through on its vow to assassinate him. Which, by the way, have you seen all of these banners and tarps and billboards in Iran right now? We will kill you. No, I should be careful. I don't want YouTube censoring me, but they threaten the president in rather explicit terms.
That's right.
And so apparently he's left detailed instructions. He said, quote, I've been on their list for a long time. That's what we're dealing with. I left instructions, if anything happens, to just literally bomb them at levels like we've never seen before.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's your dying wish. Like, if they take me out, just bomb them like no one's ever seen before.
Right. Commit genocide and put the rest of the country in even greater harm's way, because now that I'm dead, I'm ordering you to do this.
Yes.
But great question came up. Can you do that? If you're a president and you leave instructions and then you die, you're not the president at that point. Is the new administration, is President Vance, are they required to follow your instructions?
Yeah. Do you create a living will as a president?
Right. And would they have to do it? Now, take this with a grain of salt. I asked ChatGPT this question before we came on, and this is what ChatGPT said. No, there's no legal obligation to follow personal instructions left behind by a president, especially after they've passed away. The U.S. government operates based on the Constitution, laws, and formal procedures. Used to. Right. Once a president is no longer in office, any personal wishes or instructions, unless they were formalized into law, have no binding effect. So while it might be an intriguing or symbolic scenario, the government would only follow established law, not a private letter, if that makes you feel at all better.
Yes, it does.
Now, would Vance just do it because Trump left the no? Maybe.
Boy, I don't know. I think Vance wants to fly like an eagle on his own.
Well, I was going to say, a lot of people have said, like, do you want a President Vance? Like, do I want it? No. Would he be better than Trump? I do think he would be. Yeah. Everyone is more sane than Trump. And J.D. Vance would be thinking, I got a future. I got to run for re-election in 2 years. Like, I don't think he would go right. Like, he would not be a good president, but would he just start bombing countries for the fuck of it? Would he put his name on every building around? Like, no, I actually do not think he would.
Yeah.
So, take a little solace.
I'll take a little solace. But here, dude, I'm going to share my screen with you for a second, because this was a great tweet that came out from J.D. Vance. I think this is so great, dude. Look at this. Can you see that? Okay.
Yes, I can.
J.D. Vance, this was to Usha. Happy anniversary to our lovely second lady. 12 years and almost 4 kids later, and we're still going strong. Love you, Usha. Somebody put almost 4? Sure sounds like he doesn't consider the fetus she's pregnant with to be a real person yet. Weird. JD gets caught, dude, and I love it. I love it when he gets caught, right?
That is great. Yeah. By the way, I was reading on Facebook today, like somebody had posted that news about those banners in Iran of we're going to, take out your president. And
right.
I wanted to see what the comments said. And whew, man, I think some people are going to get a knock on the door from the Secret Service.
Really?
I mean, so many people were like, is there a GoFundMe I can contribute to? Can you narrow it down so I can plan a party? Like, I'll be watching with bated breath. Like, could you do this today? There was just comment after comment, like basically egging this on and or wishing for it. And I get the sentiment, but you got to be a little careful. I don't know where that line is.
Because, people do see a federal agent show up their house just to have a conversation at the very least, So you gotta be careful, dude. This is what
I never have seen something like that before, so that was shocking to me.
Trump had a lot of different comments on Iran and what should be done now that they're well, we're back at war. I mean, we've always been at war, but we're back at war. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. This whole, memorandum of understanding or whatever, the whole ceasefire, like that's completely freaking dead. Oil prices back up. We're back to bombing each other. I mean, Trump has been saying literally since March, like they're dying to make a deal any day now.
And he's been saying there's good people. We finally got to these good people. Watch this clip of Trump talking about it.
Is the ceasefire done? Is the MOU dead?
It's a very interesting question. To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. I'll speak to our negotiators. Everyone's agreed. No nuclear weapon. We make a deal. They go outside, talk to the press. They say, we never even talked about it. There's something wrong with them. They're cuckoo.
For Cocoa Puffs.
As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Projecting. And again, he said something honest in there. I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah, I'm bored.
He's bored. He's over it. This is not the victory he thought it was going to be. It's way more complicated, even though people tried to warn him. So, that's why we've gone from he'll only accept total, complete surrender to, well, I want new regime in charge to, well, just no nuke to, well, I just want the Strait open. Right. I don't know. Let's just rock, paper, scissor it and be done.
Whatever gets me out of this, dude. I just want to get out of it. This was really interesting, though. We've all heard him talking about, he keeps going back to as long as there's no nuclear weapon, then, that's the most important thing. Fuck gas prices, fuck every other way this could be affecting the American people, but no nuclear weapon. This is a conversation, dude, that I thought was so interesting. I hadn't thought about it this way, but this makes sense to me. I want to see if it makes sense to all y'all.
Okay.
You said that dealing with the Iranians is a waste of time. How do you plan to get the nuclear material and the nuclear assurances that you want?
Well, we've already got the nuclear material because it's so far underground, nobody's going to be able to get it except us because we have the equipment that can get it. But I call it the nuclear dust. The nuclear material is so far down underneath the mountain, and now that's been determined, that it would take massive machinery that we have that no other country has.
No one else has shovels.
We have to prevent them from getting a nuclear weapon, but they can't get a nuclear weapon because only we could access their nuclear material. So it's very important that we keep bombing things that aren't their nuclear sites to prevent them from getting a nuclear weapon that they can't get. Do I have that right?
You do.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, talk about talking in circles.
Right.
They can't have a nuke. I mean, they can't because we buried it so far down, but we're going to you just, then why did you attack them in the first place?
Right. Only we can get that material. So let's bomb a bunch of the other places because we don't want them to have a nuclear weapon. But
and what does that even mean? They don't have bulldozers in Iran?
Yeah, seriously, dude. I know some equipment can dig deeper down than some other equipment, but we are not special in the USA that we would have equipment. I mean, you go over to all these other countries that mine diamonds and gold, and people can dig. All right, people could dig to China if they wanted to.
There have been several times, particularly with my son, where he's just like, can you get that thing off the top shelf? Like you're taller than me, or what? I'm like, I will give you $1 million if you get that off that top shelf. And all of a sudden, he figures out a way to do it. Yeah. And I, of course, tell him like, no, I'm not paying you. God damn it! I just proved a point here. So I'm sure if Iran really wants it out, they're going to find a way to dig it out. It's in their country. They have nothing but time.
Yes. No, it's all a bunch of bullshit that we're being lied to. And yes, as we start to see issues again with the Strait of Hormuz, we're talking about gas prices again. I continuously have talks with my brother who lives in Omaha. He's a maggot, and he talks about gas prices and how much cheaper they are in Omaha. And, Washington State is screwing you. By the barrel, oil is cheaper than it's ever been. I mean, he feeds into a lot of bullshit, but
none of that is true, by the way.
No.
Like, even if they came down a couple of bucks in the last few weeks because we thought the war was over, it's still way higher than it was.
Yes, 100%. So I was scrolling through somewhere 2 weeks ago, and I see this picture of a gas station, and it looks it was posted by Donald Trump, and it
Freedom
was
Fuel, right?
Freedom Fuel. It was talking about Freedom Fuel, and it was this AI picture of the most beautiful gas station you've ever seen. I mean, it was clean. There were no oil stains on the ground or anything like that.
Because it was fake, yes.
Right. So I was like, oh my gosh, dude, that is so crazy. That was just about a week ago that Trump posted this AI generated image. Then I see this yesterday. I'll let you watch this video and we'll talk.
Okay.
I thought gas was more expensive, but it's not. So thanks, Trump, for saving me some money.
The White House says they have this Freedom Fuel network of gas stations that are selling cheap gas. What are they exactly? Who's behind it? Unclear.
We're here at the first Freedom Fuel Network gas station right here in Philadelphia, leading the charge to lower gas prices, $3.47. That's for our 47th president, President Donald J. Trump. The price of gas here.
$3.47 because he's the 47th president. Why not 46 cents or 45 cents or just $3 if the whole point is to make it cheaper?
Is 50 cents lower than the Pennsylvania average gas price.
And the Pennsylvania average gas price a year ago was $3.23, even lower than it is at $3.47 before the Iran war started.
Okay.
First of all, love Jacob Soboroff.
Yes.
Secondly, I got some information on this whole story, so I don't know what you got.
Well, I mean, this is where the mystery begins, okay? So reporters actually have visited several of the stations and confirmed they were selling gas for around $3.47 per gallon, roughly 30 to 40 cents cheaper than many nearby stations. But this is where the mystery sort of begins because nobody really knows who's paying for this. The White House says the Trump administration is not funding these discounts at all. The company behind Freedom Fuel has provided very little information about its ownership of the business model and everything else. So now people are investigating, and they found a newly formed Delaware company connected to the name, but there has been little transparency about who's financially operating these.
Right. And the White House is saying that they are not contributing to this in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
So something fishy is going on here because as the White House is touting this Freedom Fuel Network, stations that are providing relief to Americans struggling with high gas prices caused by Trump's war with Iran, industry experts who spoke to ABC News described this business model as akin to jumping off a cliff. The stations have lowered the price to $3.47, but the Freedom Fuel Network has not explained how it plans to cover the costs. The outlet also found the price cuts could leave the 25 participating stations, and these are real stations. It was AI and fake at first, but this is real now. Yes. They could be facing losses of $250,000 per month under current market conditions. You obviously cannot sustain a company like that. And the Trump administration regime claiming they are not involved, not offering any subsidies, like something does add up here.
Something is rotten in Denmark. And my first thought is this has to be being subsidized with tax dollars, you know.
Somewhere somebody is doing something to offset these costs.
Yes.
So let me tell you a quick story here. We had a gas station in Tahoe that was a longtime advertiser on the radio station. And I knew the owner. His name was Mike, good guy. And he called me one day and he was like, can I come on the radio and do an interview? Because I'm so sick of getting blamed for gas prices going up. And he came on and he kind of ranted about the fact, and this was a California gas station, where he was like, there are laws in place, like whatever the gas costs us, we're only allowed to mark it up a certain percentage. We can't just inflate it because that would be price gouging. It's illegal. I could get my entire business shut down. Right. He said the entire model of a gas station is to get you in the gas station, to buy food and chips and beers and cigarettes. He was like, the gas is only to get you in here. We make a fractional amount, and I am sick of people blaming us for the prices going up and down.
Right.
So these other gas stations are not immune from that either. You cannot simply sell something at a loss for an extended period. No. I know what a loss leader is, but you can't do it with something like gasoline and think that selling Doritos inside is going to offset $250,000 a month in losses.
Right.
Somebody is supplementing that, and no one's admitting to who.
Right. I mean, it's got to be coming from somewhere. And I mean, the way that this whole thing started was with Trump. He's the first one who talked about it. He's the first one that posted this picture of the Freedom Gas Network or whatever it's called.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, he's got to have his hands tied up in this, and it's not coming out of his own pocket. I guarantee you that.
Right. And these are, by the way, locally owned and operated gas stations. 5 in Jersey right now and 20 in Pennsylvania all appear to be independently owned and operated.
Yeah.
So it would be one thing if it was part of the Shell network or something. Like then it might be either obvious or a giant corporation could absorb those losses for a while.
Right.
But independently owned and operated, like some sort of scam is going on here.
Like, my brother always says, like, when you're thinking about something, what's the upside to this? What's the upside? If you're losing money, I mean, is it just the publicity that they're getting from people talking around the country about how cheap gas is? Is that the upside?
Right. I mean, yeah, someone said here, PR stunt. I mean, I just don't know, man. I mean, if you do it for a weekend or something, maybe you can absorb those kind of losses. But
yeah,
there's something bigger going on. Just mark my words again. We're going to have gold columns. And at some point in the upcoming weeks or months, we're going to find out that some level of taxpayer money or something is going to these private gas stations to essentially bribe them into dropping prices. Yep. And Soboroff brought up a great point. Why not just make it 47 cents then? If this is some Freedom Gas Network, like they're obviously trying to minimize their losses, but they're losing money. You can't, it's just a fact of business. You can't survive doing that.
No, you can't do it. So, yeah, we'll keep our eye on the story. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes, but something ain't right. Something's fishy.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, do you know who Marsha Blackburn is, Steve? It's okay if you don't.
Yes,
Oh, you
senator
do?
out of where? Somewhere.
Tennessee. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say
Marsha Blackburn, Tennessee senior U.S. senator. Okay. She was first elected in 2018, reelected in 2024. She's now running for governor of Tennessee to replace term-limited Republican Governor Bill Lee in 2026's election. She's got an ad going, a TV ad. This is for everybody this will make you go vote for her, okay? Watch this.
How hard am I gonna crack down on China? Well, here's a clue.
Marsha Blackburn worked with President Trump to take on communist China. As governor, Marsha will fight to protect Tennessee land from Chinese front companies, close loopholes, and hunt down every communist who tries to defy us.
It doesn't take a fortune cookie to figure it out. Here in Tennessee, we're going to stop communist China and protect Tennessee land.
Wow.
All right, Kentucky, you're going to war, or Tennessee, sorry, you're going to war with China, who Trump seems to love. China, 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 and he was just over there. But, and by the way, I mean, there's a sort of vague call for violence there, her crushing fortune cookies.
Yes. I mean, it's all racist, from the music to the fortune cookies to the way she's talking about it. I mean, it's all crazy. Critics say the ad blurs the line between criticizing the Chinese government and using stereotypes associated with Chinese culture. Oddly enough, the fortune cookie gimmick has been widely criticized as a cheap visual trope that many viewed as offensive and unnecessary. Ironically, historians point out that fortune cookies are generally considered a Japanese-American invention. So, yeah, I don't know. This is the kind of people that get voted into the GOP.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think hopefully her fortune is you're not going to win this office. You can go away.
Sources don't look good.
This to me is just like when people in North Dakota are like, I'm afraid Mexicans are going to come invade my town. Like, you're nowhere near the Mexican border. What the fuck are you talking about? So Tennessee is under some great threat from China. Why don't you go next door to Kentucky and talk about your assumedly dead senator's wife hanging out in China and denying, and not answering questions as to what the fuck she's doing over there. And we still don't have any updates on, freaking Mitch McConnell, what the hell state he's in. I don't mean literally state. I mean vegetative state, or is he alive?
We do have one update, dude. On
boy.
Mitch McConnell.
What
Star
of Weekend at Bernie's 3.
I did hear someone say, like, I talked to Mitch McConnell today for 20 minutes. He said, it is so fucking hot down here. I was like, oh, wow. So,
well, Thomas Massey from that state said, I had a 20-minute conversation. He said we should end the war with Iran. We should, sign these certain bills. We should hide this, sign the affordable housing. He said, I'm a very attractive, fun man. Like,
outlaw plastic
and
straws.
by the way, have you heard this theory about people that say they have talked to him?
Yes.
That they talk to him.
Oh, they didn't talk
Not with him.
Okay,
Right.
I see, yeah.
Just like when someone's in a coma and you're like, hey, buddy, I'm here for you.
Right, yeah.
I hope you can
It's
hear me.
okay
in
to
there.
let go. Yeah. I've talked to people and not with them before. Yes. This is funny, dude. This is a great a video of somebody being called out that I just love to see when you get called out like this and you don't have much to say about it.
Do you think he'd be willing to call into the show? Could we get him on the phone now?
I wasn't really expecting him to call this morning, to be honest. So when the phone rang and I was able to talk to him, I was frankly pretty grateful. I mean, as I said, I've known him since I was a teenager. So when I heard his voice today, and he was clearly keeping up with stuff, that made me happy to hear from him. Because like everybody else, I've been somewhat in the dark about it. But to hear him talking and to know that he's also talking to the Senate leadership, it made me pretty happy.
All bullshit.
I totally call bullshit. Try to call the man. Show me your phone log. I'd like to see that you
Yeah.
actually spoke with him.
Yeah.
And by the way, there, Scott, stop trying to grow facial hair. You clearly cannot.
Yeah,
So
it's
just
very
stop
strange.
with
looking.
that.
You're right. I agree.
Yes.
Yeah, Scott didn't talk to Mitch McConnell. No one's talked to Mitch McConnell, including your commander in chief.
No, I haven't.
How's he doing?
I have no idea. I have no idea how he's doing.
Don't sound so happy. Don't sound so proud of that. I have no idea. You should. I mean, if anyone should, you should know how he's doing.
Yeah, so you're telling me Mitch from his hospital bed's calling fucking Scott Jennings, but he's not calling the president?
Right.
Or the Speaker of the House? Or again, like just take 30 seconds to call CNN, like take a picture, like some proof of life.
Yes.
It's the whole thing about proof of life, why you ask for it. Like, because you can either easily show it and then we can move on with the, hostage negotiations, or something is fucking wrong. And obviously something's fucking wrong with this. And when it comes out that he is either in a coma or dead, CNN better fire Scott Jennings immediately.
Yes, 100%. And the SVU, when they find a dead body, the coroner comes in there and they're like, how long has he been dead? And they can tell, like, down to a few hours. So we need to know, like, how hard is the body? What's the temperature of the body? We need to know.
Yes. No, spot on. That's another story that's not going to have a good ending as far as them clearly covering up shit. They think they're going to delay this until early August. Yeah, good luck with that.
This was a story that hasn't completely been told. I'm going to talk to you about Donald Trump and his religion and his love for God. And he has surrounded himself with people that help him on that spiritual journey. This is one of them.
Trump's former spiritual advisor has been released from jail after serving just 6 months for molesting a 12-year-old girl. Robert Morris, the 64-year-old founder of Gateway Church, one of the largest megachurches in America, walked out of an Oklahoma jail just after midnight after completing the 6-month jail portion of his plea deal. Morris pleaded guilty last October to 5 counts of indecent acts with a minor when Morris was a traveling evangelist staying at the victim's family home. Morris served on Trump's Evangelical Advisory Board. Under his plea deal, Morris received a 10-year suspended sentence, but served only 6 months. He must now register as an offender for life and serve 9.5 years of probation.
No, poor babies.
I certainly hope his fellow inmates showed him what it's like to be violated against your will.
Hope so too, dude. Yeah, that would be an eye for an eye or a hole for a hole. Okay.
Religious hypocrisy. Don't get me started.
Yes.
And birds of a feather flocking together, too. I mean, Jesus.
No kidding.
Jesus, where are
Praise
you?
in the Lord. Hey,
Chime
dude,
in
you
here,
want to talk
please.
about someone else who's really religious? What's her name? Oh, Erica Kirk is her name. She's still making the rounds. She gave a bunch of young people advice on how to date. And I thought, wow, you will find a lover if you follow these simple
If
steps.
he came to me and said, hey, let's go on a date to Bill's Burgers, I'd be like, I am so sorry. Thank you, but no, we're not doing this. That was my mindset. I was not in that headspace. I just wasn't. But God will work in incredible ways when you surrender the pen for him to write your love story. And when you know that, look, if I remain in the jet stream of God's will, he will provide for me in ways I cannot even imagine. And that is my prayer for you. My prayer for you is to remain open and to remain prayerful and to let people around you know, old school style, I'm ready and I'm looking to get married and having a family. You can always have your career.
Wow. Especially if you're a multimillionaire because you've been grifting off your dead husband for the last year.
Yeah. You can always
Yeah. And was that part of God's plan, by the way, that your husband is no longer with us?
Yeah, I think so, dude. That was the part of their love story. God wrote her love story. She told you that, so.
Wow. I didn't know I didn't need dating apps. I just need the Bible.
You just got to tell God, I'm ready to get married and have kids. So there it is. I'll share one final thing with you today. This is a real...
Sorry. Just laughing at a joke I was making. Her husband was very holy at the end. So there's
He was holier than you or I. So we have no, we shouldn't be talking about it.
Sorry.
Hey, dude, if you're looking to take a flight, you can expect some great news as you fly the friendly skies. Here you go.
Stay triggered, libs.
All aircraft effective immediately. Palm Beach International Airport is officially President Donald J. Trump International Airport. President Donald J. Trump International Airport. ATIS Information Hotel, now current. Trump altimeter 3009.
Bring your tissues, libs, when you fly through there.
Here we go. It's official. Always having Alpha Foxtrot.
New airport call sign PDO.
Pedo.
Or FDT. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a very small airport. That's fitting, isn't it? It's not big enough to be international.
Yes.
Only people in Florida want to do with it.
Numerical code 8647.
Right. Yeah, listen, put that on the top of my list of airports I would never connect through. I'll connect through Atlanta twice before I connect through that airport for anything. And it's in southern Florida near Palm Springs or Mar-a-Lago and all that crap. So, it fits in nicely there. Yeah. But no. Exactly. Yeah, fun stuff.
All right, dude. Well, that's going to do it for this week's Political Week in Review, The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Thanks for hanging with us, y'all.
Indeed. Go to thevocalminority.net if you want to reach out to us directly. Otherwise, comment on these videos. We tend to read them and reply. I mean, not all. I had someone say that to me recently. Do you reply to all these? Because I reply to some people, and they seem to appreciate it. We get tens of thousands of comments on the various vocal minority content every month. So, no, can't possibly read them all, but we do what we can. But if you want to contact us directly, go to thevocalminority.net. I do reply to 99.9% of those.
Yeah, if you put something in there like, oh, wow, you're so sexy, and I love the way you reply, you usually get a reply. So,
right.
So yeah.
Indeed.
Go check that out.
Otherwise,
have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Yep,
for more politics.
And that'll do it for another edition of The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Thanks for joining us on the Really American Media platform. Check out all our social media wherever good social media is found. Until next time, you tiny little bastards, good day.
Good day.
And we say bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.